You've probably heard about athletes being in the zone when they can't seem to make any mistakes.
Now, while we know that the Packers weren't in the zone on Sunday, the concept still applies to all of us. Joining us this morning, life coach Julia O'Keefe. Welcome
Good morning.
back.
Yeah, thank you.
So you're going to help us get in the zone?
Yes, it's you know, think back when you were a kid. We all were able to do things where we just lost track of time. We'd spend an entire afternoon maybe building a sandcastle or putting together a model airplane. So it's really important as adults that we also find those activities.
And there's a lot of people out there going, I gotta work, and that's true. You know, there are certain things you have to do now as an adult that you didn't have a child. But there are activities you choose to do. I think you bring up a good example when you say golf. There's a lot of people out there that golf, right?
Right.
But how should you feel when you're done with a game of golf?
Right, exactly. So if you come off the course feeling like, I was so in the zone,
right,
that's great. And part of leading a happy life is finding those activities that really make you feel fulfilled. But and if you leave the course feeling frustrated,
bad
just
about
added to your stress.
Right.
Yeah.
It's not a good thing anymore.
So, but is being in the zone about winning? About winning, or is it about losing yourself in the process?
It's the latter, exactly. Okay. So if you've ever played a game of tennis or something like that with a friend, but they're 3 times better than you, then it's demoralizing, right?
Yeah.
And if you play with your little 5-year-old niece, then it's really boring because you're not using your skills.
Right.
So,
and it's also probably jacking her up if you beat her constantly, but go on.
Right. A happy medium is what you're looking for, right?
You're looking for something where there's a good balance between the level of challenge and your skill set. So it pushes you a little bit, you don't get bored, and you feel like you're really fine-tuning your skills.
So how do you get in the zone?
Okay, well, I brought along this Frisbee.
A Frisbee?
Frisbee to me is the ultimate way to spend an afternoon.
All right.
Because for me, it's really relaxing. It's all about being outside with no care in the world. And there's a lot of skill to Frisbee. And over the years, I've learned to throw it a little bit further and a little bit further. But then if the wind is there, that gives you a new challenge.
Right.
So, yeah, for me, I lose all track of time.
And it also applies to the other tip you say, specific goals should be embedded in this. So you're saying whether it's the distance you can throw the Frisbee, right? That type of thing works.
Right.
For me specifically, not thinking on an athletic level, gardening is really something specifically. I want to get this planted, or I want to fix this in the yard. Something immediate, right?
Right, and you can see what the outcome will be. You know what you want. Exactly.
Makes sense.
All right, and so then you get immediate feedback. This should also be in your activity that gets you in the zone?
Yes, so reading doesn't qualify. Some people can get lost in reading, but it doesn't qualify because you don't have skills that you're applying. And so feeling like you're achieving and developing these skills is what's important. And when you have immediate feedback, like, oh, you hit the tennis ball into the net, or the wind took the Frisbee too far to the right, you're getting that feedback so that you can fine-tune your skills.
All right, so what do you say to people who do have a sport? Perhaps it is tennis, but it's outside and that ain't gonna happen, not this morning anyway. What would you say to those people whose favorite activity is seasonal?
Right, and that can become an issue. Or if you loved something when you were younger and now your knee went out and you can't, you can either modify. So maybe you can play some indoor version of tennis, but with a different ball. I know they do that with soccer. They have a futsal ball, which is softer, that they use in gyms. Some way to modify it, or you really have to look for a different activity.
So you need to be open to having more than one in the zone activity that kind of gets you back on track.
Over time, I think so.
Yeah. Okay.
Good advice, but I like that. If you walk off the golf course hating yourself, don't golf anymore. It makes complete sense. All right, Julie O'Keefe, thanks so much for joining us this morning. Again, you can win some coaching sessions with Julie. The first 4 viewers receiving an $80 coupon good towards appointments with her. Email us, chuck@realmilwaukeenow.com.
All right, now when you come out of that zone, we're going to tell you how to get a job over 50. I'm going to take notes.